All right, Isaiah chapter 30 continued. I think we're in verse 21. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, This is the way, walk ye in it. When ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left, ye shall defile also the covering of thy graven images of silver, and the ornament of thy molten images of gold. Thou shalt cast them away as a menstruous cloth. Thou shalt say to it, Get thee hence. Then shall he give the rain of thy seed, that thou shalt sow the ground withal, and bread of the increase of the earth, and it shall be fat and plenteous. In that day shall thy cattle feed in large pastures, the oxen likewise, and the young asses that ear the ground shall eat clean provender, which hath been winnowed with the shovel and with the fan. And there shall be upon every high mountain and upon every high hill rivers and streams of waters in the day of the great slaughter, when the towers fall. Moreover, verse 26, the light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun. That's interesting. The light of the moon shall be as the light of the sun. And the light of the sun shall be sevenfold as the light of 7 days. All of that's very interesting. I don't remember reading that before. In the day that the Lord bindeth up the breach of his people, and healeth the stroke of their wound. Verse 27, the destruction of Assyria foretold. Behold, the name of the Lord cometh from far, burning with his anger, and the burden thereof is heavy. His lips are full of indignation, and his tongue as a devouring fire. And his breath as an overflowing stream shall reach to the midst of the neck, to sift the nations with the sieve of vanity. And there shall be a bridle in the jaws of the people, causing them to err. Ye shall have a song as in the night, when a holy solemnity is kept, and gladness of heart, as when one goeth with a pipe to come into the mountain of the Lord, to the mighty one of Israel. And the Lord shall cause his glorious voice to be heard, and shall show the lightning down of his arm, and the indignation of his anger, and with the flame of a devouring fire, with scattering and tempest and hailstones. I think that's interesting. Sounds like a fire tornado, right? I think I'm picturing that right. Verse 31, For through the voice of the Lord shall the Assyrian be beaten down, which smote with the rod, and in every place where the grounded staff shall pass, which the Lord shall lay upon him, it shall be with tabrets, I don't know how to say that, and harps, and in battles of shaking will he fight with it. For Trophet is ordained of old, ye, for the king is prepared. He hath made it deep and large, the pile thereof is fire and much wood. The breath of the Lord, like a stream of brimstone, doeth kindle it. And that is Isaiah chapter 30. I know I say it often, but it's the truth. It's a lot of interesting stuff. It's interesting. I don't think I fully grip it, but that's why we are always to chew on it, to get more out of it each and every time that we pass by. Chapter 31 says, God, not Egypt, will defend Judah. So that's cool, which is the truth. Chapter 32, the coming reign of the righteous king. Ooh, that's cool. Then we see there in chapter 33, salvation for those who trust in God. That's always been the case. But anyway, that is Isaiah chapter 30. Going to get our date in there. And that will be it for today. And as always, as I've already said, and will continue to say, I hope that you boys are having a great day. And pray for the fruits of the Spirit there. I think Galatians 5:22, haven't mentioned that for a while. Peace, joy, love, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, self-control. I pray that for you all. We get that peace that surpasseth all understanding. I hope that for you all. I hope that for our family, our friends. And pray for double portions. I pray for triple portions. Not about the worldly. I'm not a worldly person, I don't think. Maybe somebody else would say differently. But I pray for that peace, that simpleness, that quietness. We we read about that. That's how we're called to live. And I think it's okay to have some stuff as long as that's not where our identity lies. Our identity needs to lie in Jesus Christ. But I think that goes back to maybe Clifton in year one. We're in year 8 now. But I hope that you guys are always good. And I pray for much. And I pray for much good. And, you guys are such great men, and never quit chasing that, never quit being complacent. But yep, hope for much, pray for much for you all and for many people. Sorry, stepped away, don't know where I got to, but yeah, many hopes, many prayers for you all, for many people, and for these young people in here. Maybe they couldn't care less, but that consideration, to me, it's very important. I heard a buddy say, "People helping people." I feel like that's a very close connection to the Great Commandment, or the second of that. To love thy neighbor as thyself. We see that consideration in our walk. But I know I'm blabbing. I'll quit. And again, I love you boys much. Pray for protection, blessings. Again, many things. And I will plan to talk to you guys this afternoon. Love you much. Bye.